You hit rock bottom too? Welcome to the club. Down here, you will find fellow humans that hit rock bottom emotionally, financially, spiritually, or mentally. Projectify is a business-oriented channel, so we're not going to talk about breakups or addictions. Instead, we're going to look at all the fun things you can do down here as a business owner. Then we're going to turn our attention to the rock climbers over there to learn their tricks to get yourself out of this predicament. Look, let's be honest here, just between you and me, hitting rock bottom probably didn't happen from one day to another. It's not exactly like falling off a cliff. Jimbo did that stunt for us just for comedy. It's more like digging yourself into a hole. I know it feels like free falling when it hits you that you just spent your last $100 and you're like, whoa, how did that happen? But look down at your hands. I bet you're still clutching that shovel. So what happens when on your entrepreneurial journey you hit rock bottom? This usually implies a financial crisis, when you've been operating in the red for months and eventually you run out of money. Now, there are 3 stages, 3 steps we'll have to get through. Step 1, the blame game. Ooh, this feels good when the little finger goes around real quick, blaming everything and everyone else around us. The victim mentality is my biggest pet peeve. Bottom line is, now that we're at the bottom anyway, there's no point sugarcoating. You have the shovel in your hands. You know you've dug yourself into this hole. That cliff didn't just appear out of nowhere, did it? Now, I'm not disputing that there are natural cliffs and things do happen outside of our control. Like when Thomas Edison's laboratory caught fire. His life work was going up in flames in front of his very eyes. He could have broken down, he could have cried, but instead, you know what he did? He gets his son and says, "Go get your mother and all of her friends. They'll never see a fire like this again." And that was a nice segue into stage 2, acceptance. And you know that nothing starts moving in the right direction until you admit that there's something wrong. No wonder this is the first step of the famous 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Damn, they've come up with some good stuff. You have to admit and accept that something in your business wasn't working. What you've been doing was not the right path. Maybe you were focusing on the wrong task in your business. Maybe, just maybe, you spent a little too much time on perfecting your logo or perfecting a website nobody will see instead of prospecting. Or perhaps you were too busy building a following on Instagram and TikTok, which in itself wouldn't be a problem. But were you actually creating content or just consuming content? Surely you wouldn't do that, and you wouldn't label it as market research. Well, I totally did. Why do you think I ended up at the bottom of a quarry? You know how it goes. Watches productivity videos, gets really motivated, creates a strategic to-do list and too hard. But back to the point, accept the reality. The Stoics, I have a love-hate relationship with, accept that there are things outside of our control and focus on what is within our control now. So when you've hit rock bottom and you're this close to giving up your dream of becoming a successful entrepreneur or small business owner, once you've snapped yourself out of this blame game and you've admitted and accepted that your business strategy or your attitude didn't quite work, it's time to move on to the 3rd stage, taking action. This 3rd phase is the one that's really going to shape you as an entrepreneur. What you do next and how much you learn from this temporary failure determines your success. And well, here are some good news finally. Real breakthroughs and real massive improvement and success never came out of a lukewarm, ticking along nicely type of business or business person. Everyone who succeeded big time had to hit rock bottom big time. Read any successful person's biography, read How I Built This by Guy Raz, or listen to the podcast, and you will see that you're definitely not alone. In fact, you're on the right path because you are given a huge opportunity to course correct, to innovate, to come up with ingenious ways to conduct business, to pivot, just to throw in an annoying buzzword. When you have your back to the wall, You are forced to be resourceful and to look at new ways to improve yourself and your business. Unfortunately, typically, the thing that slaps us in our face is harsher, more shocking, and more drastic than it should be, because we always leave change for the last minute. We only finally change our lifestyle when we get devastating news about our health. We promise our partners that we'll change when they're breaking up with us. Look, in life, we always have a choice. At this moment, you can choose to throw in the towel and go get a job. Depending on your circumstances, at this point in your life, that might be the wise choice. Or you can choose to tweak your marketing, your product or service to better suit the market. You can choose to change your attitude, your mindset. More often than not, that's the real problem. You thought that this would be much easier. You didn't go all in, or you were not warned about the opportunity cost, the things you will have to give up to pursue your entrepreneurial goals. Whatever it is, deep down inside, you probably know what went wrong. This is your chance to decide to change it, to come up with a better plan, and to take action on your plan. Here's your way out from the bottom of the quarry. Get a blank sheet of paper, divide it into 2 columns. In the first one, make a list of all the things that you think could be improved. In the next column, write down what you will do differently. And now, circle the thing in the list you're going to tackle first. Creating the list was the easy part. The hard part is to execute it. Now, let this master procrastinator teach you a trick to actually get things done. Money is attracted to movement. We have to get you moving, create momentum, and the money will follow. It always does. Step 1. Set your countdown on your phone or on your time timer to 5 minutes. You're only going to do the task you just circled for 5 minutes. If you happen to go over, not a problem. Step 2. Don't leave time for your brain to come up with excuses. Count down from 3 and get started straight away. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.